Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Muhammad Umar Salim, consultant pulmonologist. We were discussing April 2015 FCPS pulmonology paper. So the question number 4 is right in front of your screen. A 28 years of age female presented with complaints of progressive breathlessness, difficulty in climbing and walking. She was well until 2 weeks before admission in the hospital when fever and cough productive of white sputum developed. Her vital recordings are pulse 127 beats per minute, blood pressure 140 by 74 millimeter of mercury, temperature 38.9 degrees centigrade, respiratory rate 28 breaths per minute. Saturation on room air is 85%. On examination, she is dehydrated with dry lips, scattered wheezes on auscultation of chest, few herpetiform vesicles with erythematous bases are present along right lower side of chest wall. Absent knee and ankle reflex bilaterally with intact sensations. Now we will go towards the labs. CBC electrolytes, glucose, liver function tests are normal. Chest X-ray reveals patchy opacity in the left lower and middle zones and right lower zone. BAL is hypocellular, bronchoalveolar lavage is hypocellular, and culture of BAL grew normal respiratory flora. Fungal and AFB culture are negative. Differential cell count of BAL showed no eosinophils. Blood culture shows no growth. Spirometry shows forced vital capacity decreases 20% in supine position. I know this is a difficult question to be solved. What is the diagnosis? A part is what is the diagnosis. B part is what complication has developed in this patient. C part is how shall you confirm the diagnosis. D part is what is the management. Okay. So according to the scenario, the patient is young female. She has respiratory symptoms, breathlessness during exertion, and 2 weeks before admission she had fever and cough. The vitals are tachycardic patient with blood pressure almost normal, temperature is, she is pyretic, and respiratory rate is high, she is tachypneic. Saturation is low on room air. She has some clinical examination showing dehydrated and dry lips. Chest auscultation shows scattered wheezes, few herpetiform vesicles with erythematous base are present along the lower side of the chest wall. It has many things. We have to concentrate on some hints. So this young female with this respiratory symptoms, clinical examination, general physical examination, chest X-ray finding, and this short history is leading us towards the infective process going on in this patient. So which infection, pulmonary infection or pneumonia in this patient is causing these symptoms, these findings? Can it be a simple streptococcal pneumonia, or can it be an atypical pneumonia? So the typical pneumonias, they don't involve so many organs or so many symptoms. The atypical pneumonias, they involve multiple systems. So this atypical pneumonia is, we can fit this diagnosis of atypical pneumonia in this patient because of neurological symptoms and obviously chest symptoms with this short history, young female, and this absent knee and ankle jerk is something which is causing the neurological symptoms also. So the atypical pneumonias are chlamydia pneumonias, mycoplasma pneumonias. Chlamydia pneumonia does not cause these clinical features, but mycoplasma pneumonia can cause all these features. So our diagnosis would be mycoplasma pneumonia, and the B part is what complication has developed in this patient. Mycoplasma pneumonia is known for causing Guillain-Barré syndrome, GBS, as it is shown in this neurological examination. Shows absent knee and ankle jerks with intact sensations, and respiratory muscle weakness is a hint in this question, because as the patient gets supine, it has decreased forced vital capacity of 20%. So the B part would be GBS. In this, respiratory muscle weakness leading to hypoxic ventilatory failure and erythema multiforme, which is in the chest. The C part will be how shall you confirm the diagnosis? Cold agglutination test, direct Coombs test, mycoplasma pneumonia serology, and PCR for mycoplasma. For diaphragmatic paralysis, we have to ask for fluoroscopy, ultrasound chest, maximal inspiratory pressure, which is also called PI max, electromyography, and transdiaphragmatic pressure. Okay, the D part is what is the management. Obviously, we have to admit the patient in hospital and specifically in ICU, because patient has respiratory muscle weakness, has ventilatory failure, hypoxic ventilatory failure. We have to manage with IV access, IV macrolide, oxygen inhalation to keep saturation more than 95%, arterial blood gases to evaluate for non-invasive ventilation, IVIG and plasmapheresis, antipyretics, and bronchodilators. I hope you understood the solving pattern of this examination. Thank you so much. For more solved cases, get this book in nominal price from local medical bookshop or online nationally and internationally from links below.